Apparently it rained last night. I had no clue. I heard nothing. I was so tired. I worked until 10:30, so I was sound asleep. Hi, my name is Julieta and I live in my car. I like to vlog my life and show people how I manage to sleep in a Prius V in a big town or a small city. So today I'm gonna have a chill day. It's not gonna be the typical day. I do have a routine where I like to go to the gym, then to the library, and then sometimes work or make videos. I do have a shift at Target in the late afternoon. I am an on-demand worker at Target and I get to pick my shifts. But before that, I'm gonna do some car organizing because I've been away for a while and my car is a little bit of a mess. I was thinking on putting some fairy lights, but I don't think that's gonna be possible. I was gonna put some in the roof, but I think it's gonna be a mess. But I do wanna share with you some refreshed goals, things that I've been thinking while I was on my trip. And at the end of the video, I'm gonna give you a dead update. But first, if you're one of my subscribers, welcome back. But if you're new here, this is me. Hi, my name is Julieta and I live in my car. I am an aspiring nomad artist and my dream is to travel the world doing plein air and making art in a studio van. So I'm trying to get out of debt and save some money by living in my car. So if you are interested to see if I can make this dream happen, subscribe to my channel. It's a freaking mess, my car. I hate when it's like this. So we're gonna make it better later today. I am trying to be a bit more disciplined with my exercise. My thing is that I do have a nice workout at my job, especially when I do drive up. So sometimes I don't feel the need to work out that much, but I actually do. In fact, I think I need to start doing some yoga. My trip to Argentina was a big disruption to my diet. I could have stuck to carnivore. We had some amazing asados. The meat over there is great. But the problem is that we also have the best ice cream in the world, alfajores, and so much yummy stuff, so no calorie deficit for me. And I did gain some weight, but I'm going back on track. That's a nice looking van. Okay, so anybody knows how to remove egg stains? Someone did this to my car and it doesn't go away with a regular car wash. First thing I need to do is put this towel to dry. All right, time to go get my coffee. So I'm gonna go to my favorite panera, which is the one that I go when I don't go to the library usually. It's nicer and they usually always have some table available that has a power outlet, so let's go there. I feel super refreshed after my trip, so I went home to Argentina, where I'm from, and I visited my family, my friends. Also, I wanted to spend my birthday with my family, so I did that. That's the nice thing, that when you travel, you kind of gain perspective. But at the same time, I kind of lose my, momentum, and my strict routine takes a hit. But again, having sometimes to rethink stuff and, kind of reboot, it's very, very important, and it kind of helps a lot. It was a great trip. I recharged my soul, but my focus batteries were absolutely drained because when I have a lot of social engagements, it drains me, to be honest. I love being with family and friends, of course, but at the same time, too much of that can be a little bit overwhelming. But I did have a great time. All right, so let's look at my mug and my collagen peptides. Let's go. All right, so I was able to get some stuff done at Panera. I do feel a little bit more clear on what to do next. Pulling away from a routine helped me to see the big picture on, identifying what is important and what needs my attention the most. I'm not super clear on how to make that happen, how to block my time, how to divide my time at the library. But at least I know what I have to work on right now. Also, being away made me a little bit more impatient because I feel like I've been stuck in this, paying my debt mode for so long, and it's getting a little bit tedious. So I also think that people usually underestimate the time that things will take, and we overestimate how fast we can do things. So I need to keep it real. But at the same time, I don't want to use that as an excuse to procrastinate. So anyway, so let's move on and try to find a secluded place so I can work on my car. Okay, one of the things that I wanted to share is that the feeling that I had when I was jumping on that plane, the feeling of lightness and freedom. I remember when I used to live in my apartment, every time I was, going home to visit my family, I would have this feeling of heaviness, like this dark cloud on top of me, thinking about, oh God, all the things that I need to do while I'm gone, and I need to come back and start working because I have all these bills to pay. And also I was worried about my mail because I have a couple of incidents where my mail got stolen. And anyway, it was just this thing that wouldn't let me actually enjoy my time there. And now it was so much different. First of all, because I know that I was leaving my car behind, but it was in a secure place. Everything valuable I was taking with me, so no big deal there. And I don't know, knowing that coming back, I wasn't gonna have to take care of the rent and all the huge bills. It was great. It felt awesome. I don't know. I wanted to share that. Okay, I think this is secluded enough. All right, so let's get this started. So after talking with my sister, I have decided that I'm going to hold on to this car for as long as I can, because I want to jump in directly into a stand-up van, because I was contemplating the possibility of getting a minivan, like used Grand Caravan or a used Sienna, Toyota Sienna, or that type of car, and sell this car in exchange for one of those. But I don't know. I think that if I really want to have a mobile studio, I'm gonna need a stand-up van, and that is gonna be a lot more money, obviously, which means that I'm gonna have to make myself a little bit more comfortable here, still without removing my seats, because I don't want to do that. But I might remove these things. If you know what these are called, I don't know what it is. If I remove those, I'm gonna have a lot more space down here, so I can actually remove some stuff and start gearing up for like a fridge, a battery, camping gear, things like that. Because I'm gonna be staying here for longer than I thought. Anyway, I am a little bit terrified of camping. I never camped in my life, and this is such a small car. I don't know. When you live in a small town, when you do this urban car camping in a city, it's so different. You have all the problems solved. But when you're camping, it's gonna be different. I do get a bunch of emails from different companies asking me to for collaborations, but at this point they don't offer me any pay. They just want to send me the product and I just review them for free. So I told myself that I'm only gonna be taking collaborations of things that I really want. In fact, things that I already have in my Amazon cart. And that's what happened with this product that I'm gonna be talking to you about. I really wanted this. It was from when I started, hitting the road, and it is a tire inflator. So the brand of this tire inflator is Gooloo. Here are the 5 different nozzles and the USB charger. So it offers 5 inflation modes for SUV, car, bicycles, boats, and motorcycles. It can also be used as an emergency power bank, for your iPhone. And the best part is the one and only dynamic color LED display, because it's very large. The numbers are very large, so you don't need your reading glasses. And it's also available as a flashlight. And it took about 2 minutes to go from 31 to 36. It comes with a little bag, and here is where it's going to live, at least for now. Okay, now it's time to go to the library and do some work. After that, we're going to Target for my shift. I have to confess that because I have been feeling super impatient, like I want to start right now with my new life, that every time I have to go to Target, I feel this sense of, ugh, why am I still here doing this? And I start kind of, kicking myself for not starting this journey earlier. But you know what they say. The best moment to start something new was yesterday. The second best moment is today. So I heard this on a podcast that what creates stress is when you have two conflicting ideas or situations in your mind that they're pulling in two different directions. That's what creates stress. Just identifying those two things helps alleviate it. You can choose to deal with that later, but at least you know. But if you can actually go ahead and pick one and let go of the other, basically will solve the stress. And when it comes to anxiety, that is the accumulation of little stresses, unresolved little issues that piled up throughout life, things that have not been dealt with, and now you can no longer detect the root of them. So in order to figure out and start to remove that old stuff, we need to go through all that pile of garbage, little by little, maybe by journaling, meditation, or therapy. Because not dealing with those issues is what affects your life to the point where it's so much easier to just get some good crappy food and watch some Netflix. I've been thinking I'm gonna be adding some meditation to my day. Maybe very early in the morning at the gym, or maybe I will just simply start journaling in the evenings when I feel the anxiety creeping up. Okay, I'm back from my Target shift. I got these glasses that they go dark when you're outside. I love them, especially when I'm doing a drive up, because I have to go to the sun. There's no sun today, but you have to go outside, and then they go dark, and then we'll come back. They're clearing up. Anyway, there's a name for this. I don't know. Anyway, so let's go get something to eat. Today we're going to Trader Joe's. I'm gonna do something a little bit different. We're not gonna have beef patties. I'm gonna start doing just high protein and leave my ideal diet from like carnivore or ketovore with a little bit of fruit here and there from when I have my van, because it's hard. It's so freaking hard. I'm gonna do what I can. I don't know. Anyway, let's go. So I don't know what it is, but I can no longer order beef patties at McDonald's through the app. So the reason I was ordering from McDonald's was because of the convenience of the app. If I can no longer use it, then I'm not going to McDonald's anymore. I'm probably going to start going to The Habit or In-N-Out. Anyway, also I've been feeling that trying to stick to this, carnivore diet, the way that I'm living right now, it's extremely hard. It's just, I can't eat a healthy carnivore diet the way it's supposed to be in my situation. I need to be able to cook. So I will change my diet and I will do high protein, low carb, and try to count macros the best way I can, at least for now. Okay, it's nighttime. I already had my dinner. I already covered all my windows, and it's time to go to bed. So I was wondering if you can relate to any of this, especially this idea of having, two stresses pulling you in different directions. And I mean, one of the reasons you might be watching this type of content is because you've been thinking about moving into your car. But of course, it's not easy because, you have to deal with people thinking that you're crazy, and it's totally understandable. But, you have to make a decision at one point and just, take the leap. And it doesn't have to be moving into your car. It could be just, moving with a family member. That also some people find that very shameful. But, you gotta do what you gotta do, because caring so much about what other people say, they are not gonna pay your rent. You are. They're not, in debt up to here. You are. You might have to take drastic measures, and you're in that moment in your life where you're so stressed because you're in limbo. You're not making the decision that you have to make. So I understand that living in your car might look very pathetic for some people. But I have to be honest, I am so happy that I made this choice of living in my car, because finances. As I mentioned before, it was my birthday, so I got some money. Not much, but some money. Some money went to my Amazon account. Some people gave me some Amazon gift card. And because I asked everyone that I invited to my party not to bring any gifts, because I don't need stuff and I don't need more purses, So some people just gave me money, which was kind of weird, but it was great because I put that money into my dad. Also, I got 2 big commissions while I was there, which was great because I didn't miss the money from Target. And I didn't really spend any money on anything. I was staying with my parents, so they fed me. So this update is gonna be good. Now, I started with 10K on credit card debts. When I started sharing my debt, I was at $8,950. My last update was $4,200, and today we are at $3,500 or $3,500. So I am very, very happy. Things are happening. My YouTube is starting to make a little bit of money, and I really, really want to start uploading as much as I can. And I really am aiming towards being out of debt by September. Maybe earlier, we'll see. I don't know. After that, I'm gonna start saving like a mad woman, because I really want my van. I really, really do. I've been looking at different options like ProMaster versus Sprinter versus Ford. I'm not gonna get the Sprinter, that's too expensive, but I don't know. I like doing some research. I enjoy it. I was also thinking that the moment I get my van, I will just move into it like as a shell. Because if I can live in here, I can live in a van that it's just, empty. Maybe I will do the flooring, and then slowly I'm gonna start doing the conversion while I live there. Because I'm gonna have to sell my car to be able to get my van. Anyway, that's way into the future. I keep getting a lot of questions, and some of them I haven't responded or I haven't hearted. That's because I wanna make a video answering all of those questions. So just be patient. I will get there. Anyway, thank you so much for watching. Please like, subscribe, or comment. And again, I do have a Etsy shop. I do have Buy Me a Coffee, a Venmo, or my regular website where I sell some merch. Not very much, but again, I'm gonna start uploading. Eventually, I'm gonna start uploading more designs. So if you wanna help me out, you can go there. I have all of the links in the description of this video and on my channel profile. So anyway, thank you so much for watching. See you in the next one. Bye.